So with that, Shridhar's talks are always fun and interesting, so get ready to learn a lot. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Shridhar Luthria back on stage.
Hi, can you guys hear me at the back? Yeah? Okay, cool. How's it going? Had fun so far? As you can see, my colleagues announcing that I'm speaking over here, so let's just give him a minute. All right, great. So let me actually start off by answering this one question. So I met somebody in the audience earlier, and he asked me, why am I not in uniform, right? Because everybody is wearing these Resellerclub white T-shirts. Well, even my T-shirt's white, but I'm wearing this T-shirt. At least the front row seats can read it, right? What does it say? I build the web, right? This is for you guys. You build the web, all right? I wear it to represent this community, right? So I do this because I believe that in India, in a market like India today, the main sort of influencers, the main sort of people who actually run the show when it comes to domain names, web hosting, websites in general, right, is you guys. You guys are the market for me, right? So my presentation today, as soon as I get this clicker to start work, building a web presence business in this day and age, or today, right? Now, I was sitting and thinking about what should I be talking about, right? We've spoken about different sort of marketing techniques, growth hacking, etc. We've spoken about problems in previous events as well, where we've covered, challenges that the market faces today. So I said, why not? Why go out there and try to preach? Why go out there and try to talk to you guys and tell you all what to do? Instead, let's turn it around and try to make sure that you guys are telling the larger audience what to do, right? And that's really the goal of this presentation/discussion. What I intend to do is actually throw open a bunch of questions to you guys, and there are going to be people from my team with mics roaming around, and I want you guys to participate as much as possible in sort of helping me fill this entire piece as to how or what should a web presence business today have for it to be successful. Fair? Can I get some thumbs up? Yeah? Cool. All right. So I'll start off by presenting a few slides, and as I go along, there'll be questions that I'll open to the audience, right? Why are we doing this? I already covered it to some extent. I want you guys to speak. But over and above that, all right, the premise today, the premise today of this entire presentation is that, look, your Indian website industry is growing, right? It might not be growing as fast as we'd want it to grow, but it is growing, right? In fact, today, a lot of people believe that to some extent, the reason why we might not be growing as fast enough is because we're skipping generations of the web, right? So we probably, are we in a scenario where we're skipping that entire piece where websites are really important, and have we just moved to applications and Facebook business pages, etc., right? People today are questioning the need for websites. They feel that Facebook and Amazon are enough for them to be able to do business, right? Specifically SMBs. And what might have worked in 2010 might not work now, so I have to change my presentations. All right. So keeping all that in mind, all right, the idea is to stop and think if there is anything that we're doing currently or that we're not doing currently that we can do, right? So if you are working on a website business, all right, how can you change it? How can you reinvent it to be able to make it more effective? Who's this for? So I keep saying a website business, etc., because I believe that the Indian market is still very, very service-oriented, right? Today, I believe that more than 95% of websites that are created in the country are more of a do-it-for-me model rather than a do-it-yourself model. Do you guys agree with that? Cool. So this is for anybody and everybody who's looking at running a website business, who's already doing it, who wants to do it, or who stopped doing it, right? Even if you've stopped doing it, you might want to look at this and say, maybe I can restart with something else or reinvent myself. Now, when we go along in this presentation, I want us to try to solve problems, right? I believe that the best way to actually be successful is to be solution-oriented and to make sure that you identify a problem that the industry faces or that your consumers face, and then you try to build something which can solve it, all right? So tell me this, have you heard some of these questions? I don't want a website, why should I get one? Has anybody heard this? Yeah, okay, thank you. Some hands are up. Maybe the others are people who get convinced customers. I have to write content for a website, right? I really don't know how to. How many of you guys have heard this one where your customers complain about writing content? Right, thank you. Pay for maintenance also. Are you mad? They don't want to pay for maintenance. And what do I do with the website now? How do I get traffic on it? यानी website तो बना दी, अभी मैं क्या करूँ? What about this? Thank you. Thank you. So I have identified these as problems that we face as a website industry, all right, for with our customers, etc. Right? But are there any other problems? At this point in time, my colleagues are actually going to start typing anything that you guys might want to say. So can I see a show of hands for if there are any other problems that we face today in the industry? Yes, yes. 1 second. Can I have the mics moving over there, please? Yes. First over here, then you, sir.
So I'm Yogesh from Bangalore, and one of the things which we have seen over the years, so last year if they have got a website or 2 years back they have got it, they asked that I paid XYZ web developer some X amount, now where is the ROI for me, or where is the return on investment, or how can you like kind of, if it's a return on investment, then I can keep investing more and more. So they expect even more than a maintenance or the content or the website. They expected that, okay, I have invested 50,000 rupee, am I getting a 1 lakh rupee out of that?
Right, so it's more, so is it fair to say that this is a scenario of generating more traffic on the site so that they can get more customers? Fair enough. So we've covered that, right? In a way, it's covered. There was a gentleman at the back who also, yes.
It's most of the time the question comes around if we are trying to convince a customer for a particular TLD. Why should I not buy a .com and why should I buy a club? Why should I buy a online TLD and not a com? The other, basically why it's very difficult to convince the organizations. Like for example, being an NGO itself, they don't want to go for an .NGO.
Right.
So those kind of convincing the customer for a particular TLDs.
Got it, got it. Karthik, TLD conversations and preferences, please. Right? So fair enough. That's a fair point. I was trying to stay away from domain names and web hosting because वरना बोलोगे कि मैं अपना product बेचता हूँ. लेकिन no, very fair point, right? And while we'll try to look for solutions through this presentation, I'll give you, some of our registry partners' phone numbers so you can keep them on speed dial and get them to talk to those registry partners sometimes directly as well. Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Jignesh. As the internet base in India is more about the mobile users, so people are usually just want the basic website. They don't want to be in the responsive side of the website.
Right.
So what do we do about that?
So you're saying that basically people want a mobile website but don't want to pay for responsive design. So the problem is in investing correctly by the SMB.
Yeah.
Right? How many of you guys agree with this? Okay, some people agree, some people don't agree. We'll actually put that down as well. So paying additional charges, for things like responsive design. All right. Any other problems that you feel we need to try and solve? Yes, over there, the gentleman over there. Sir, can you please raise your hand so that we can? Yeah, thank you.
One of the issue I believe industry is having is that sellers, hosting providers and solutions provider don't understand what the clients need as well. Because let's say someone is coming, seller just, they decide, I need to convert this guy. They don't try to understand the issue of a buyer because in end, industry will only grow when buyer is happy. If a small business is not happy with the solution, then slowly industry will go down the slide.
Okay, fair enough. So let me try to rephrase the question and correct me if I'm wrong. But you're saying that this is more of a problem with us as an industry where we're not listening to the customer and the customer's problem, but we're just trying to close a sale. Am I correct in assuming that? Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Hello.
So I'm gonna focus on SMB problems right now, but you're bang on over there. I feel we as an industry have to a large extent actually tried to do that over a period of time, and we've within our own customer base created unrealistic expectations from them as well. And I'll try and discuss that with you later, but let's look for SMB's problems that we can solve right now. I know this is also an SMB problem indirectly, but this is something that we as a whole need to sort of collectively work on. Yes. Okay, there's one question here and then one over there. Sure. And then I'm going to stop the questions because I don't know if we'll be able to solve all these problems in one session.
My name is Ajay Raute. We make the website, but website is very harmful for the SEO business. Because there is one problem. I think there is no solution for Google keyword encryption. Do you have any solution? Yeah, anybody have a solution? Google keyword encryption.
Sir, I didn't get the question. Can you just hold the mic a little closer?
Website, everybody make the websites.
Okay.
But website not goes to higher risk, means not properly SEO. You make that meta tags and all the things and all program, but
okay.
Search engine में ऊपर नहीं जाता है, right?
So
because there is a Google keyword encryption program. You already know about it.
So you're saying that website making is not the issue. The issue is with SEO and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Means SEO means Google keyword encryptions.
Keyword encryption.
Yeah.
Keyword encryption. Okay. Keyword encryption. Keyword encryption is another issue for some of the providers.
How it is?
No, I'm saying you're saying that because of keyword encryption.
Yeah.
All right. The customer is not able to this thing.
Google keyword encryptions, when people search keyword से जो site पे जाते हैं,
okay,
वो keyword encrypt किया जाता है in web statistics.
Okay, fair enough,
right?
Fair enough.
Then we can't judge the which subject से site पे हमारे site में आ गए हैं.
Okay, fair enough, sir. Let me just take one or two more questions, and we'll come back to that as well.
Yeah, I think the major problem is what he's pointing to is the frequent change of the search engine algorithms, right? So that is one of the key points. And to one point where we said responsive design, I just wanted to bring one point. I took this as a lesson from your last year's session. By default, within the pricing, we include responsive design, whether client wants it or not. This is what I took from Shridhar's last year's session.
Thank you. Did it work?
Yeah, it really did. I was continuing. I had actually started that as a practice before the last year's conference. But after your session, I made it a point that if the client says no also, then the client may not be using it, but he may not notice the difference immediately, but as during the growth of internet and the mobile use of websites on the mobile phones, it really makes a difference. So thanks, Shridhar.
Thank you as well. Thanks. Yes, last question for this set.
See, basically, I'm from Vadodara, and I work with a lot of SMBs.
Right.
Their biggest problem, what I have seen, because I consult for them, is that their awareness regarding the technology is pretty low. The percolation of information that has to be with them so that no malpractices can happen with them as well is not there. So how do we see to it that the SMBs are also protected by us? Because if we have to play an active role, how do we do it?
So you're saying that they are to a large extent averse to technology.
Exactly. They are.
They are averse to technology, and as a result of that, what happens? You're saying that the credibility that you're trying to build doesn't get built.
No, sir, it's just not that. It's just not about the credibility. See, I will just give you one simple example. In and around Vadodara, there are a lot of high-end fabrication companies.
Right.
All right. I mean, you might not even have heard about them, but they make one of the most amazing products out there. but then they are not on the net. They literally go banging from company to company. When we approached them, there were a lot of malpractices that had already happened with them. What happens is, see, there are a lot of middlemen which still work as marketing guys.
Okay.
They pose as fakes, and then they are duped. Many people have ran off with the monies, and a lot of other things have happened. Secondarily, what happens is, they are investing. See, as the gentleman out there previously before me told that they have started including the prices for a responsive website. We are doing the same for the last 1 year. But what is happening is that people still do not know why responsive websites. They are not even ready to go on to new GTLDs. It's just not the demographic factor to be taken care of, but it's a psychographic factor as well. Everyone is like, no, everyone goes by just .com. So I have to stick to .com. It takes us like 1 billion words just to explain them why to go to a different domain as well.
Okay, fair enough. So, couple of things, right?
The percolation of awareness, sir, that is my main point.
Percolation of awareness, fair enough, right? So I'm going to stop questions with problems right now. I'm not going to take more for now, because we're going to try to build this business, and as we build it, we'll try and solve a lot of this, right? And if it doesn't get solved, then we can discuss it outside as well. But I have one point to make, right? I think you're absolutely right. In fact, post lunch, there's a session that'll be conducted by Brian Unruh. Brian, can you just put your hand up for the crowd? Yeah, he's actually going to be covering very similar factors as well. He's going to talk about how customers in India are averse to technology, etc. And you're right, they are, right? And that's a problem that I believe we can solve over a period of time, and it's not an overnight fix. But I'll leave it to him to cover that in detail. So please make sure you guys attend that one as well. All right. Now, getting back to these problems, right? I put down a few. You guys put down a few. Let's move on and see, how can we build a business that can actually tackle some of these problems. I'm sure it's not going to be able to tackle all, but how can a business tackle some of these? All right? So right, now these challenges that we've put down may or may not be addressed in the same order. They might be addressed in some way or the other. So just stay patient and let's work towards building this brand. All right? So let's start. This is going to be the most irrelevant question I'm going to ask you guys in this entire presentation. What do you want the brand name to be? We can go with Shridhar Luthria speaks too much .guru, not .com. All right? We can go with resellers rock .rock. All right? I'm trying. We can go with socialservices.ngo. He's one of our partners. I have to mention that as well. What do you want the brand name to be? Any suggestions? Why host? Why host .com again you're saying? Arey, here only the problem is. Okay, dot online. I hear .online. Okay, my brethren back in Radix will be happy with that. GetIndia.online. All right, GetIndia.online. Karthik, we're going with GetIndia.online. All right, is everybody satisfied with this? GetIndia.online. Like I said, most irrelevant question so far. All right, so now we've decided that we're going to start a business called GetIndia.online, right? Let's define a target audience. Now look, I believe that part of building a successful brand is knowing who your customers are and making sure that you have a very, very focused approach towards targeting them. Does everybody agree with that? Okay, so I'm going to throw open a bunch of suggestions in terms of what type of customers we can target. All right, you guys can get more specific, and for any suggestion that you guys give or that I give, for the maximum thumbs ups that I see, we go with that sort of an answer. Fair? Yeah? Say yes, no? Okay, cool, thanks. Okay, so now, when you start this business, what type of customers do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on customers who have a certain amount of purchasing power? So you mentioned that people are not going for responsive designs, etc., because they have to pay more, etc., right? So does it make sense to target a bunch of customers who you know are actually premium customers, enterprise-level customers, larger SMBs or mid-sized SMBs instead of some of the smaller guys, right? So focus your approach towards people who will pay you. All right? That could be one option. The next option could be all types of customers within a certain city or a state or a country. Well, the country gets a little complicated, but maybe any type of customer that you get in Bombay, so that's or in any other city, right? That's probably one of the basic ways in which we look at targeting, the market today. Do you want to look at becoming, and then only focus on this, which is becoming the outsourced arm for large design and development agencies abroad who like to outsource their work, right? They like to outsource their work over here because they feel they can build websites, etc., for their clients sitting abroad at, in a cost-effective way, right? So today there's a market for that. There are people who are doing that. Do you believe that that is the direction in which you want to go? I personally don't agree with this, but I don't want to. No, actually, I might influence your decision. Sorry. Everybody that has Facebook business pages or Amazon seller accounts or Flipkart seller accounts, right? We keep talking about how they're taking business away from websites. Let's go and target them. Let's meet them head on and try and actually get a lot of them to convert, right? Because those guys are already online. They see the need for an online presence. They probably just don't have a website, right? And maybe you can solve that. Or maybe a specific channel or vertical. I guess you guys know this is my favorite, right? Where you look at one specific vertical or one specific category of customers and try to target those, right? Or maybe 2 or 3 categories, like doctors and lawyers, right? Maybe you can target all the doctors and lawyers.
Thank you. I would go with the second option, within a city, state, or country.
So can you repeat that, the mic sort of?
Yeah. The second option, which you have already provided, a city, state, or a country.
Okay, you'd go with the second option. Fair enough. How many of you guys agree with the second option? Show of hands. Show of hands. Okay, everybody doesn't agree, huh? So we have to look at some of the other ones as well, sir. All right, yeah, Danish. Danish, nice to see you, by the way.
Hi. Particular age group.
Particular age group, okay, that's an interesting suggestion. So you're saying, so what type of age group? Can you elaborate on that?
So, for an example, we have some sort of service which needs to be targeted to youth, okay, or either you're creating a website which needs to be targeted to an elder people,
okay,
right? So, particular age group always plays a good role. Like if you do a Facebook advertisement or a Google AdWords, they specifically ask you the age group.
Okay.
So that is again a very good bifurcation for advertising or target audience.
Fair enough. Kirti ji, before I come to you, how many of you guys agree with age group? Targeting a specific age group. Okay, now age group wins over targeting everybody in a specific city as of now. All right? So, Kirti ji, one second. There's one more question over there. Yes, sir.
Enthusiastic human being in the world trying to get information about India.
Sir, how do I find them?
That's the thing I'm saying.
Okay.
Target audience is any enthusiastic person trying to get information about India will get it here.
Okay, fair enough. It's kind of joint with age group in a way. Fair enough. So what Danish is trying to say that all the enthusiastic people are young. Okay, no. So we'll actually combine this specific age group with enthusiastic people. All right, and does anybody want to change their vote? Same hands for this. Enthusiastic people with age group. Okay, fair enough. Kirti ji had a point to make. Can somebody get a mic over here, please? Thank you.
Yes. Is the targeting for websites or for the hosting business? Because they are different things.
Very good question. Because we'll come to the products, but assume it's for SMBs and websites.
See, if for websites, I think verticals is the best. For websites, for hosting, everyone in the state, city, country, whatever.
Fair enough. So you're saying verticals are preferable?
For the websites.
Okay. How many people believe we should target specific verticals and go after them and capture as much of the market as possible? Okay. Thank you. This seems to be maximum votes as of right now. Sorry about this one's outdone the previous one. Okay. So we might go with this. This might be the winner. Anybody else has any other suggestions? All right, we have a couple over there. Yes, sir, first.
See, basically for the last 1 year, I have been trying to do something a bit disruptive, and it has helped me a lot. See, most of the people complain, if we take industries, right? One common thing is layouts are always common. It's just the content that keeps changing. So just like a website builder, why don't we start creating similar platforms which become affordable to the SMBs, where they pay a little lesser.
Okay, okay. Can you elaborate on that? So when you're talking about building a platform, are you talking about building a platform which basically is very similar to a website builder, but it still goes through a custom design process, or?
See, what we have done is, basically, we have created our own platforms where basically, I am more concentrating on generic verticals. If I'm talking about, let's say, engineering industries, or I'm talking about doctors.
Okay.
So they have a specific set of needs.
Okay, I get you. And that's actually covered in the presentation. So targeting a vertical is one piece. What you offer to the vertical we'll cover in a bit. All right. So you're still saying we should target specific verticals, and then you're saying let's build a platform for that vertical, right?
Exactly. But at the same time, I think we should also look at interest-based ratios rather than going with age. Because recently I just read an article where everything, including Facebook, they are planning to change it to interest-based marketing rather than age-based marketing. So that means it means something if they are moving on to this.
Absolutely, and that helps figuring out enthusiastic people as well. But right now the votes are still for vertical, right? Vertical focus. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Any other suggestions? All right. We'll take him first and then you. Yes, sir.
We can target the new businesses, those who are registering new businesses.
So startups.
Startups, we can say.
Perfect. Targeting startups specifically. Karthik, if we can add that as well. How many of you believe we should focus and target only startups? Okay. So, sir, that's a good suggestion, but verticals is still a little higher. And we'll take the last suggestion from Adhir before we move on. Adhir, before you go ahead, I just want to make a note that when I started making this presentation, my team was worried that we might not get enough participation from the crowd because they might not be interested in this. But I'm seeing tremendous participation, and please keep that going, guys. Thank you for all the suggestions so far. Just wanted to quickly sideline. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. See, we're all businessmen, most of us here, in the web industry. So if we had to get India.online and position ourselves, who would we focus on? Well, if this is a new brand, I would look at the first option which was there in your previous slide, which was clients with pretty good purchasing power. So today, any kind of business that we would go to, as long as he believes in coming online, and we as a company and as a brand can help meet that need for him, for that business, and if the commercials and the technicals and everything match up, he's ready to pay the price that we propose, we're in business.
Okay, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Can we say clients with a certain amount of purchasing power, but still verticalized to start off with? Do you think that makes
still
more sense?
Verticalized too?
So clients with a certain amount of purchasing power, but I still focus on one vertical at a time.
Exactly. So yes, I would say a combination of purchasing power with vertical, because yes, you can't focus on everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's what I would.
All right. How many of you guys agree with this?
Not many.
Yes. This is the maximum amount of agreement I've had on something. So that's what we're going to do. All right. We've defined our target audience. Thanks, Adhir, and thanks everybody else for all the suggestions. It's simple. It's verticals, all right? And we don't need to define the verticals right now, but we're going to be vertical focused, and we're going to, within those verticals, only look at clients with a certain amount of purchasing power. So we want to make sure we're looking at verticals which have a large amount of businesses in that vertical, and we want to make sure that within that large amount, there is a large amount of people who have the right sort of purchasing power to be able to build a really good, solid online presence. Fair? Yeah? Cool. Hey, when I ask fair or something, just give me a yes, like a loud yes. All right, fair? Yes. Thanks. Thank you. Okay, so now we've defined the audience, all right? We've defined the audience. We've also got the brand name, getindia.online. How do we position this brand, all right? How do we make sure that this specific brand stands out from every other brand that basically is a website provider or a web solutions provider brand for this vertical, right? Again, when we're looking at trying to come up with positioning ideas, all right, let's try solving some of the problems that we spoke about. We've put down a bunch of problems. I'm sure you guys remember some of them. I'll tell you some of the ones that I believe we should try to solve, right? So we said that I don't want a website. I don't want to, spend time in writing content. I don't want to pay for maintenance. And what was the last one? I want to try and build traffic for my site, right? These are some of the problems that I put down, and then you guys had a bunch of suggestions as well, right? Now, when you think of positioning, try to think of a position for your brand, what your brand will stand for in the market for your customers, all right? Keeping this in mind. Fair? I have a bunch of positioning ideas as well, but this time I'm reversing it. This time you guys go first. Positioning ideas? All right, we have the gentleman over here, please. Did anybody else raise their hands as well? Okay.
Hi, my name is Pri. As far as positioning goes, I believe that we should have one-stop shop for the IT solutions. Not, if you want to build a website, not only, give out one particular side of it and then go out and outsource something else to it.
Fair enough. Okay. Karthik's actually, so just to let you guys know, all text writing credits go to Karthik Balachandar from our team. He's sitting right at the back and typing everything that you all are saying. So we've got one-stop shop IT solution. Anything else? Then I'll move on to some of my suggestions. And thanks, we have something very similar in our idea set as well. So, I'll cover that. Yes, Shyamji. What you're talking without a mic, mic is coming.
I would say scalability. The solution that you provide today should be valid for times to come.
For times to come. So is it fair to say that when he's talking about providing a complete online IT solution, does scalability get factored into that as well, or it does, right?
It does.
So you're talking about providing a good scalable IT solution where every online need can be met by that particular company.
Yeah, startup might start very small.
Yeah.
It has potential to grow.
So any business can sort of grow with you with the solutions that you're providing. Perfect. Okay. Karthik, I have this, so hold on.
Yes, I would suggest that one should first go as a consultant. One should go as a consultant to a client. We can never go as a directly solution provider. We have to identify what he wants. Then we have to position our core product towards him. Then also try to arrange everything through us.
Got it.
This is what I believe.
Got it. And I have something similar covered as well. So let me say this, right? So far, most of the ideas that we've discussed. Let me actually move on to the next slide, and you'll tell me if you'll agree with me or no, right? So one-stop shop for IT solutions, which is scalable, and where we should go as a consultant instead of an IT solution provider, understand his needs, and then sort of talk to him, right? Now, I got a bunch of ideas, but I would like to focus on maybe the last couple of ideas, right? One is, we specialize in services for a specific sector. That would be one way of positioning yourselves, according to me. Help build affordable websites, but that's out because we've decided to go for people who can pay. So let's charge them the earth. Specialize in responsive design. Again, we don't need to do this, if we're looking at some of the larger clients, because like you all said, for the specific positioning, or rather for the specific target audience that we're talking about, the one solution that makes sense, or the one positioning statement that makes sense, is an end-to-end online presence value provider. Okay, so the point over here is that according to me, we should position ourselves as a consultant or as a business that wants to add value to your company's online presence, whatever it takes, right? To make sure that whatever you have online adds value to your business, right? So that covers the fact that we will give you a wide range of services, which is a complete sort of set of services, all right? It covers the fact that when you grow, we grow, all right? And it covers the fact that you can start off by talking about how you are consulting him on his online presence. Do you guys agree? Fair? Yes. Okay, so everybody didn't agree over here, or did they? Should I repeat this? Sorry? You all got it? Okay, cool. So our positioning statement is going to be that we want to be an online services value provider and enable you to grow your online business, whatever it takes. Fair? Okay. Okay, I'll work with that. All right, so now we've got our positioning in place, we've got our target audience in place for getindia.online, my bad. All right, let's look at the products and services. And now when I'm talking about products and services, the direction in which we're going, we have to be a little more service-oriented for sure. All right, now I've got a bunch of products over here that I felt were fairly obvious and straightforward sort of choices. So I've put them down, but correct me if I'm wrong. You need to offer website design, yes? Okay, you need to offer responsive website design or mobile websites in this brand, okay? Email services, fairly obvious. Now, do you need to offer professional content writing services where you basically talk about how you can get all the content written from professional content writers, or would you like to continue doing it yourself and basically charge a lump sum? What makes more sense? Any suggestions for content writing? Over there.
So it would actually depend upon upon the paying power of the client.
On the paying power, right? But we're going after the best of the best.
So
यानी वो लोग कुछ भी करके पैसा भरेंगे.
Then professional content writing.
Professional content writing. So you don't want to take the responsibility of writing content. You will act as a third party to get him to work with a content writing provider.
Or maybe hire some professional writers within the company. Since we are targeting, we are charging money, we should not compromise on the quality. So maybe get it done from the third party initially, and then maybe hire some professional writers within your own company.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. What about you guys? Yes? Okay, cool. So we're going to actually insource or keep in-house professional content writing guys who are going to write content on a continuous basis for the clients that we bring on board, because we need to assume that these clients will not just need website content, but over a period of time, they'll need modifications, they'll need maybe email marketing, and they'll need assistance with that, and so on. Yes?
We can have a specific vertical expert also in our team, so he can understand client and talk to better.
Perfect, right? So we are focusing on specific verticals in any case. So you're saying the people that we hire should be vertical specialized. Fair enough. Fair enough. I've put down stock images as well. I have a few friends who keep talking to me about how they don't have enough images on their website. So I actually put this down. That we need to make sure that we have the right sort of stock image accounts, etc. as well. Integrated Google Analytics. I think this is something where even if an SMB has 50 visitors in an entire month on his website, he still wants to see his analytics. Do you guys agree with that? Yes? Perfect, perfect. So we should offer him analytics services. All we need to do is put that code on the website and give him reports on a monthly basis, right? Website maintenance services, should we charge this separately, or forget that? Let's just charge him one lump sum. We're talking about people who can pay. We're talking about specific verticals. Should we charge them separately for website maintenance or charge them a lump sum for the entire year? What do you guys think? Suggestions? Okay, how many for lump sum? Show of hands. Only for the first year, yes. Perfect. I don't even need to ask the other one. Majority sort of agrees with this. So website maintenance is also integrated. Content writing is also integrated. Marketing services, SEO, SEM, SMM, right? People want Facebook pages, etc. Fine, you build your website also. We'll give you all of that as well. We'll build everything, manage everything for you. All right? Tools to post updates on the websites. We don't need tools if we're managing it ourselves. We can actually work with that ourselves. Now, what are the products? What are the products, what are the services do you want to offer to these clients? Anybody? Suggestions? All right, we're going to take 3, maybe 4 at max, okay? Yes.
Payment gateway solutions.
Payment gateway solutions, okay. Payment gateway solutions. Let's put
IVR.
that. Sorry? Who's?
IVR.
IVR solutions, interesting. IVR solutions, damn, I didn't think of that one.
Complete marketing automation systems.
Complete marketing automation तो वो SEM, SMM में ही आ गया ना कि नहीं?
जो पूरा sales IQ जैसा.
The full platform.
The full platform.
Okay.
Because the client is good, so we can offer that.
Fair enough.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
I'm Rani Wilfred from Prime Web Media Pune.
Hi.
And I've realized that there are a lot of startups out there who do not have fully fitted facilities that they're running. They don't have offices. So when we build a website for them to make sure they succeed in the business, we're charging them like 3,000 rupees a month. So we have like a little call center where we take all their calls and then send them the information. So they're not missing out on calls when they're focused on building their website. And this is very effective.
So you're talking about, I'm sorry, I didn't understand this. So you're saying that we should build out some sort of a call center or...
It's like, now we have 50 startups for whom we are doing websites.
Right.
Okay, the calls start coming. We help them with the SEO and everything. The calls start coming. But these people are so building the business at the moment, they are very comfortable now. There's a place where not even a call will be missed.
Okay.
We're just charging them like 3,000 rupees a month. They're very happy. Then we send them a message and a mail and the details of the caller. And so that is why we're getting website orders also.
Perfect. So you have people who are answering these calls or is it just an automated message?
No, answering the calls.
Okay.
And we ask them what is the best time to call back and we forward this to them.
And your agents are taking notes and sending out an email to each one of your clients.
Absolutely.
Brilliant idea.
And that's the reason they're very happy because they feel that we have a kind of an office where calls, and these calls can translate into business.
Perfect. That's a very, very interesting idea. How many of you guys like this idea? You have a winner.
Thank you.
All right, so let's put this down as well. All right, like I said, I'm going to take only 3 or 4 for now. There's another bunch. Okay. If there's participation, what can I do? There is participation. Great. We'll come to you, sir. We'll come to you.
Can I say something? Shridhar, this is something which I have done in last 1 year, which is I combined my hobby of photography with my web hosting business.
Okay.
The way here is, one of the products which can be offered out here is not stock photographs, but actual photographs. These customers already know a lot of photographs which are there, free, available on the internet. They have already seen that. But engineering companies, they want their products to be visible.
Got it.
Problem with them is the photographs they click with their cell phones, these are really drab. So I offer them a professional services, rather I'm making good money out of photography than just website designs.
It's your hobby. I like how you started off with that. It makes a lot of sense actually. Why not try to offer them professional photography services for images that they can put up on the website as well. Let's put this down as well, Karthik. What else? I know. Last two. One and one over there. Yes.
I think that there should be there is always a security thing for all SMB. So we should have a website security tool sort of thing or the monitoring tool where they can secure or they can get the things done.
So you're saying some sort of website security tools like anti-malware solution?
Yeah, anti-malware or something like that.
Okay.
So that they cannot get blacklisted in the Google or search engine.
Okay.
That may be harm their reputation of the business.
Fair point. I already have that covered, so I'll come to that in a bit. All right.
Hi, Shridhar.
Hi.
This is Ashutosh. What I want to say, we must have offered the service of a seller account for all the e-commerce platforms that we have right now.
A seller account for
e-commerce platforms.
Okay, so you're saying to help them build along with their website.
Yes.
Something like your Amazon seller account or your Flipkart seller account and things like that.
Yeah.
So you're saying offer that as well, right? Perfect. So we can put. So that probably comes in your overall sort of marketing toolkit, where you also integrate them into that. So is it okay if we assume that to be inside that? Cool, thanks.
So, we guys are digital brand consultants, and don't you think if you're offering all these services in one lump sum account, it doesn't, it's very much industry dependent and vertical dependent. You don't give payment gateways to everyone who doesn't even want to have an e-commerce kind of a website.
Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. The only reason we're not starting to mention verticals is because that'll take some amount of data crunching to figure out which verticals we want to focus on. So the assumption over here is that payment gateways come in for a vertical where payment gateways are required, right? So
even SEO, SMM, it looks very general, but SMM not everybody requires. For an engineering company, I don't know why So instead of what I'm trying to say, instead of giving them a lump sum package or a kind of thing where we will give everything, maybe a service-based charge is a better idea here because industry is very different for...
Maybe, I'm sorry, can you repeat that last statement, maybe?
We can give, the second option that we were looking forward to, that whatever the kind of need that particular kind of client has, according to that, we can add these services on the basis of charges, not the lump sum.
Absolutely. The idea is only to make sure you have the ability to be able to provide these things. But like Kirtiji also said, we want to go and understand his business and then provide what makes sense for him. But we also understand that the guy has purchasing power, right? So means that if we make suggestions to him, he'll invest in it. So we should have enough suggestions.
Hi, Shridhar. This is Raj. Hi. It's always a treat to hear you talk from the dais.
Thanks.
Just a small suggestion. I mean, we have covered most of the aspects as far as designing, content writing, photography, everything. But I think it would be a much more better idea if we club bulk SMS and bulk email post-launch of the website for the SME segment. Okay. That will create a different impact altogether, which nobody does.
I've actually put that in the marketing section, so we'll probably come to that when we're discussing marketing and how we'll do that. But all right, you're saying to offer them bulk SMS and bulk email, etc., right?
Bundle it up as a package and then promote it, because after the launch, why wait for SEO activity? Why wait for Google AdWords?
Okay.
Why can't we do a mass campaign?
All right.
Probably city-specific, area-specific, and then do a blast.
Okay, I have only 13 minutes remaining, but
thank you.
Website uptime monitoring with reason. Website uptime monitoring with reasons. If website is down, we should be knowing the reason why it's down.
Okay, cool.
Shridhar?
So analytics.
Shridhar.
Yeah.
Just an example. Myself is Pranav. We've actually covered a lot, and I have already started something similar, which covers almost 80% of what you have covered here. And we have got close to 500 plus startups.
There you go. Give him a big hand, guys. His business is working. It's similar to this.
And we are actually packaging this at a price which is so affordable. A mobile app, which is an Android native, for just 3,000 rupees a year.
Adhir will get very angry with you. He wants to charge more.
And a website which does almost everything what is covered here, almost 80%, for just 2,999.
All right, thanks.
For a year.
That means we're on the right track right now, but somebody might give you competition soon enough.
Perfect.
Okay, no, I can't take more questions. I need to move on. Thanks. So I have a bunch of products over here, and I'd actually listed down even more products over here, but I'm actually going to ignore some of them and only focus on some. So I thought of other things like CRM solutions, HR solutions, other productivity tools, etc. So like you mentioned earlier, take a vertical and build some sort of platform which actually helps them do their business better, right? So for a doctor, if we can figure out ways in which he can do online scheduling, he can maintain his prescriptions online, etc. That might help as well, right? So those sort of services. I got SMS marketing tools, etc. over here as well as email marketing. So a lot of stuff that you guys have said has also sort of been covered over here. So we're on the right track now. We can take a bundle of these products and services and integrate them into the brand. Fair? Bhul gaye kya? Fair? Okay, cool. 11 minutes, guys. I'm on the clock. Okay, so now you know your target audience. All right? You know exactly how you want to position your brand to this target audience. You know the products and services that you want to offer as well, right? So let's try and define some sort of business goals before we get on to marketing. All right? That theek hai, I have this brand, it's doing all these things, but what do I want to achieve every month? All right, to be able to say that my business is doing well. So I put down a bunch of points over here. You tell me if you're in agreement with this or no, right? So I'm saying that if we're looking at premium clients, and somehow I knew that this is how we'd go, all right, then maybe 25 new clients every month, all right, from whom we can acquire $1,000 through the year per client, all right? Is this a fair assumption? $1,000 is about 65,000 rupees, and I'm saying 25 clients per month. Do you think this is doable? Not in India? Not in India? Then we'll reduce the numbers. Okay, so let's do 5 clients, $2,000 per year, $3,000 per year. Okay, How about that? 5 clients, $3,000 per year. Show of hands, how many of y'all agree? 2 to 3,000. Yeah? Most of y'all are in agreement with this? Okay, so let's change that. We're looking at 5 to 10 because I'm an eternally optimistic person. All right? 5 to 10 clients who are doing anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 worth of business with getindia.online every year, right? And don't bother calculating revenue and all right now. We'll just move on. I have 9 minutes, 42 seconds left. All right. So now we've defined that we want 5 to 10 clients, right? So marketing becomes a lot easier because you're looking at a premium set of clients. What do you do for marketing? Very quickly, 5 suggestions. Only 5, marketing. Marketing, marketing, marketing. Any ideas on how you should market yourself to be able to acquire these customers?
One of the things that my office has recently started doing is, I have 2 people who sit and they just look at like interior decorators, Pune, and we look at all the sites that are coming on the first and second page, and we look at the quality, and we look if they're responsive, and if we find that they're not matching up, then we have a ready mailer that we send to them. And out of 10 people, at least 1 or 2 come back to you.
Okay.
So this is something that's been very effective.
Yeah, I just missed the first part. How do you find these guys again?
We just Google them.
Google it. Google.
We just Google.
So normal Google, just search for Google for a specific vertical or a specific type of company,
Yeah.
and whatever you get,
Yes.
you can target them, right?
And you know, when you tell them, we have good news for you, that your website is coming up in the first, second page, but the bad news is, it's not getting you results because your website is not responsive, or this other things that are missing in your website. So they really come back to you because even the guys who made their website have not come back to them with this. You've been
Okay.
proactive.
Okay, okay.
So you grab their attention.
Okay, so is it fair to say, find them on Google and scare the hell out of them?
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. Thanks, thanks. Google search plus FUD. All right, what else? Other suggestions? Okay, we have 1 there. I'm going to call them out, all right? 1 over there, anybody else? 1 over there, 2. Yeah, you're thinking? Okay, wait, we'll wait.
We can do search for such industries related people that have started but for some reason have stopped increasing their presence. Like they have created a website but they stopped updating it for 6 years or 7 years. You can target such
So you're talking about
audience.
site redesigning.
It can be because in 7 years completely solution could be changed. 7 years ago he has created only a website. Now you can target him.
All right, but how do you find these guys? Do you use the same method that the lady over here was talking about?
I'll be looking into Google, but not at the first page at least.
Not the ones who are on the first page.
Yeah.
All right, so you're braver. All right, cool.
Social
cool.
marketing.
Yes, sir.
Attractive picture or cartoon type picture on WhatsApp and circulate it with punchline on group.
So put a picture of?
Picture with punchline, giving the information.
Okay.
And circulate it on
So
website groups.
WhatsApp marketing and SMS marketing? Is it fair to say WhatsApp and SMS marketing?
SMS is different. WhatsApp is personalized.
Yeah, fair enough. WhatsApp marketing is another suggestion. Yes, sir.
We have talked about all our IT services over here. But some industry like cloth industry or engineering industry, they need sometimes their specific domain experts. So cloth industry, you can hire some domain expert and tell them how to, he can improve his own business, core business, correct.
So you're saying find an industry expert who can help him increase or improve his core business online, right? Fair enough. Now I want to make a suggestion over here. I hear what you all are saying, but again, going back to the products that we're selling and the positioning that we're trying to create, right? How about I make a slightly more traditional suggestion, right? Regular business development approach. You contact a person, you can use FUD, etc. But then you basically go out there, meet him, understand his requirements, etc., and try to build packages for him which are worth his while, which actually help him build his online presence rather than doing anything else. So my suggestion is a regular one-to-one business development approach. Do you think that will work? Because you're looking at 5 to 10 clients a month. You're trying to answer that, or you have another suggestion?
Another suggestion.
Okay, acha. No, can he just go first? He just wanted to answer that, and then we'll go with you, and then that's it with marketing, huh?
I just wanted to add to that. To find those clients, networking plus word of mouth publicity, and then once you contact them, further whatever you said, right, is correct.
So, sir, I have another interesting approach towards word of mouth publicity. I'll cover that. But fair point, right? You've put one-on-one business development. All right.
Yeah, I would suggest something called as social marketing, maybe, or email marketing.
Social marketing, email marketing, done. I'll cover that soon enough. All right. No. I can't take more suggestions. Listen to mine, and we'll see what makes sense. All right. Running out of time, guys. Did I tell you all thank you for participating so much? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've actually broken down some of these marketing suggestions into 3 parts. One is reaching out to customers. The second part is reducing customer friction. So, these were some of the problems we were talking about, right? Content and, maintenance fees, etc. So how do you reduce that friction? And then we'll talk about engaging existing customers. So now I wanted to go with 25 to 30 clients a month, but if you're looking at 5 to 10, cold calling might work, might not work, but it's your one-on-one business development approach. Feet on street is not required over here. Email marketing, like you said. Coming to your point, sir, which was basically customer referrals by word of mouth, etc. Why not look at incentivizing them and come up with some sort of a micro affiliate scheme where basically, it's put on paper that for every customer you refer to me, I'm going to give you some sort of incentive, right? Google search lists, like you also spoke about, just search for those specific verticals. Facebook business page lists, that's another way of going about searching for these guys and seeing who's online, who's not. Targeted SEO, local body partnerships, right? So if there's a local body that governs a certain vertical and you tie up with them such that they're obligated to referring anybody who works with that local body to you, that might make sense as well. And advertising via Google and Facebook if you want to indulge and spend money, right? So these are ways in which I suggest we can reach out to customers for this brand. Reduce customer friction, right? So this is important. When I spoke to a couple of web designers, the one feedback that I got that was very, very stark was that people don't understand or people find the entire development of a website very complicated and they don't know what's going to happen. And they're literally entrusting somebody to do that for them, right? And there's some amount of friction over there. So if we can even build simple documents which explains that process of what's going to go on at what point in time to build a website, all right, and how can maintenance, etc., work, and give some amount of examples, around that. I think that makes a lot of sense to try and reduce that customer friction, make him comfortable with the fact that you're actually providing him an end-to-end service, and it's demarcated in a clear way in terms of how it's going to work. That's the website creation process, and also why you need a website for those people who believe they don't. But here, this is not those guys, so I'm not going to bother with that. Engage your customers. Like I said, make sure you're sending them monthly analytics reports or reports of what their competitors is doing. Again, that'll scare them as well to some extent, so we think alike slightly. And so you can actually try and send them these reports to keep them engaged and keep them thinking about their online presence and try to use that to make sure that you can provide them with other facilities, other services which they believe they need, right? When they look at more data, that's when they'll realize what they're missing out on and what they're not. Fair? Okay. Right. So remember, when you're working on this entire brand, all right, make sure that you invest in the right people and address both quantity and quality. All right. So if you are looking at providing these services, don't just try to hire 2 or 3 people and say that, okay, they're going to do everything. Quality, you make sure that you have the right amount of people and make sure that they're smart people, right? The one thing that we do in Endurance is no matter what function we're looking for people for, right? We always make sure that we're hiring the best of the best that we can find over there. Because when you hire the right people, there are greater chances of the job getting done right and of your customers being happy. So your word of mouths work better, people start coming to you automatically. So it's very important to invest in the right people. Right, so I'd love to actually cover more, but I'm actually running out of time. I have 17 seconds left. So, if you guys want to discuss this in more detail, I'll be at the Resellerclub booth. Please feel free to come and have a chat. But that's it from me. I had a bunch of other slides, which I wanted to cover around how we're solving some of these problems, but we can take that offline as well. I think we've tried to solve a bunch of these problems, and we should sort of leave it at that, right? So literally, there's no time. Time is of the essence. My goal is that I hope I have been able to provide ideas over here to the community, via the community, by doing this entire exercise, right? And I hope a lot of you guys can take back some of these ideas and try to implement it within your existing businesses or by rebranding yourselves or starting a new business, right? But the idea is that, look, the market's growing. How can you optimize a service-oriented market? All right? Works? Yeah? Okay. So, like I said, we'll actually share this presentation which talks about these problems that we tried to address. But I'm going to move to thank you for now. Please catch me at the booth. Thank you, guys. You guys have been very responsive. Responsive, yeah, I know, funny word. But you guys have been wonderful. Thanks a lot. And I think I'm going to call Upika back. Thank you.